We've got a new screwdriver. Welcome back to the order, you Doctor Who enthusiasts. Today we're going to take a look at the 12th Doctor's sonic screwdriver. Not the character options one, this is the one provided by Surreal Entertainment, which as I understand it is a Toink exclusive. I don't know what a Toink is, but I know it's exclusive. Join me as we take a look at all of the offerings of this delightful sonic screwdriver replica. In particular, we'll take a look at the packaging, the design of the screwdriver and how faithful it is, the electronics, and lastly, I will be doing a quick compare and contrast against the original character options toy. If you enjoy this video, it would be amazing if you could leave a like and subscribe.
Help a veteran get a warm meal.
Allons-y! Starting off with the packaging, it's fairly basic. It sits fairly in line with the packaging we just got from character options for the 14th Doctor. It's all cardboard, pretty much fully recyclable. The only plastic bits are the zip ties that were keeping this screwdriver in place. The box itself is TARDIS blue, which is nice because that also matches the design of the screwdriver itself. On the front you get your basic description about the fact that this is a sonic screwdriver and it has lights and sounds. Yay! On the side of the box you get this nice little TARDIS panelling, which is okay. Again, nothing to write home about, and weirdly they've made this panel white rather than blue. And lastly, on the back you have your legal guff. Wonderful. Getting into the screwdriver itself, I think you'll all agree that looks pretty good. It looks and it feels exactly how Peter Capaldi's screwdriver looked. I'm going to start with a little disclaimer here. Peter Capaldi is my favourite Doctor. I know not everyone will agree. His writing wasn't always the best, but his acting was good. But I also love this as a screwdriver design. It was so unique and it had so many different functions, some of which we'll get into in a second. For me, this was absolutely awesome. Loved it. I was only sad he didn't get it sooner. Stupid sunglasses. As I said, overall the design on this thing seems pretty accurate to the design of the prop itself. All of the silver sections have a nice, shiny, sort of metallic feel to them without coming across as too plasticky. The blue is a really rich navy blue, I think. There don't seem to be any defects with the paint though. There's no smudging, there's no bleeding. So overall, I'm pretty happy, especially considering that this is a reasonably priced screwdriver. You have these extended sort of leg bits here, which are wider at the bottom. They are fine, and to be honest, they feel very secure. The overall screwdriver itself feels fairly robust. It's light, and there's a bit of a wobble and a bit of a shake there, which I think is the ignition button, for want of a better word. That is wobbly, but that's because it is moving in two directions, so I'm not going to go too crazy about that. Moving up the design, you have the claws here, which have been replicated very well. We never actually saw these do anything in the show. You've got these metal screws by the looks of it here, so why they've gone for metal there, don't know. But I'm not going to say no to it either. At the top, you have the nice clear emitter section where you have your 4 points. Flipping this onto its back, there's not quite as much to talk about on the back. It's not got the ignition button, it's got no electronics in the middle section. The back on the lower section and the emitter are identical to the front. You do have this screw bit here, which again, that's in keeping with the show itself, and that looks like it's metal rather than plastic. So all in all, yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this. Before I get onto the electronics, what I will cover off with you is how to get to the batteries. This might be familiar, but to access the batteries, you're going to take this bottom section and you're going to twist it anti-clockwise. This thing is, I've done a test run, because this thing is stiff, and I thought I was going to break it. So, pleased to report I didn't on the first go. Let's try again. Oh, you can really hear, it's not defeating me because it's hard to take off. I really don't want to break it. So there you go, and then you slide it off. And you can see there exactly how the mechanism works. It's just a peg, and it's an L-shaped peg design that is going to go in there and then slide across. So you take off these screws and then you get into batteries. Exactly the same as the character options design, and it takes exactly the same batteries as well. What's particularly nice here is you have your legal guff here and here. So there is nothing on the outside of this sonic screwdriver. So all you have to do to recover it, insert your thing, get to the bit where you find the tread, and then twist it clockwise. It is stiff, so be ready for that. And I would advocate holding it here and here. Don't hold it by these things, because that's where I think these get flimsy because people squeeze on them. They're not designed for that. They're sturdy, but they're not designed for it. This screwdriver has 4 different modes. To get to those modes depends on how you use this button, and it's either push up or push down. Push up once, you get your bog standard green ignition. Very nice. Push up twice, and you get the sort of scan mode, I think it is. Push down once, and you get your basic blue. But if you push down twice, you get my absolute favourite sonic screwdriver function. Having quickly whizzed through those, I have to say I'm fairly impressed with those electronics. It does match everything that I've seen on the show. What I would say is probably it's quite harsh. I think the character options electronics are a little softer than these, but there's only one way we're going to know. So here is the character options version of this toy. Looking at these two things side by side, they look pretty much identical, and that's not a bad thing. At the end of the day, they are both supposed to be a toy or collectible of the exact same product. The main difference that you can really see between these two is the paint. The character options has a much lighter shade of blue with an almost sort of metallic shine to it. The metallic silver parts are a much more muted paint colour, as are the bronze sections throughout. In contrast, the Surreal Entertainment version has a much richer dark blue flat paint colouring throughout. This is actually more screen accurate than the character options one. In terms of the rest of the paintwork, it has a much bolder copper paint colour, which I personally really like, and the metallic silver elements are slightly more shiny. So let's see how those electronics stack up against each other, shall we? Character options with fresh batteries, I might add. Versus. So you can see there when I talk about the harshness of the electronics on this, and I think it's just the frequency that they've gone with. I don't think it's necessarily the quality of the speaker. It's a slightly different tone on the Surreal Entertainment one. So let's take a look at the double push, shall we? Okay, maybe that's a speaker issue, because it's louder. It's much louder on the Surreal Entertainment one than it is on this. Okay, let's check out Old Blue. You can actually see that's probably the more noticeable one. It's a pitch or slight pitch higher on the Surreal Entertainment one. So let's check out the chase, shall we? Ooh, interesting. Okay, so there, the pitch is higher on the character option one than it is on the Surreal Entertainment one, but there is another difference. The character option one rotates clockwise. The Surreal Entertainment one rotates counterclockwise. Oh. Which is interesting, because in the show, it chases counterclockwise. So again, for screen accuracy, the Surreal Entertainment one takes the win. Absolutely fantastic. Both of them are very good sonic screwdrivers. But the character option was a short release, quite hard to get hold of. Brand new, you're looking at over £100 easily for one of these. And second hand, just loose like this, I'd say £70. This was £38 on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description so that you can find this very easily, but for me, I think I'm going to go for the Surreal Entertainment one every time. The design is good, the quality is good, the electronics are good, the electronics are more screen accurate, and the paint colour is more screen accurate. So, for me, Surreal Entertainment have smashed it.